Good day all, hope all are safe. So today's session is from Vistas, that's your supplementary reader, lesson 1, the third level. Okay, so now before I start the lesson, how would it be if we could do a time traveling thing into our past? Where would you like to go? Some would like to travel to the past where you have never ever seen places, where you always wanted to be but you couldn't go. For example, I would like to go to my grandma's place and enjoy there all the enjoyments which I just forwent. Yes, so each one of us have a fantasy to do something which is not real. So over here, the third level is a lesson which goes through fantasies, which goes through a time traveling thing in the past. Okay, so our lesson has got 3 characters. It is Charlie, Sam, Loisa. Okay, Charlie and Loisa are the husband and wife, and Sam is a psychiatrist and he is a friend of Charlie. Okay, Charlie was an young man of 31 years and he was married to Loisa. He was always confused kind of a person who always used to live in the past. He loved his grandfather time a lot. He always used to remember the childhood days, the way he used to catch hold of his grandfather's hand, and he used to move about, seeing those baggy pant kind of pants people wore, the long beards, the sideburn cuts and stuff. He loved those places because it was less polluted, very, very nice, no tension, stress-free life when he was a child. Of course, everyone of us would have been like that. Yes. So over here, Charlie always wanted to go back to that particular time and enjoy his life. He always got confused always about the doorways, about the corridors and the tunnels of a particular place called the Grand Central Station. Okay, he used to go there to go to his office. He used to go by train, and that particular place had only 2 levels. Like we have 2 platforms or 3 platforms, over there they were having only 2 levels, the first level and the second level. He always used to think there was a third level which existed, which can take him to his grandfather's time. Okay, he belonged to a place called Galesburg. Okay, Galesburg. He belonged to that particular place, which is very, very old, right? For example, now Madras is called as Chennai. Yes. So in the same way, the place has changed. People have changed. There is no such place now. There is no such kind of a life which he wanted to live right now. He wanted to go to that particular place where his childhood was spent. His friend was a psychiatrist and he always knew Charlie in a very deeper level. He was kind of a person who wants to skip away from his responsibilities. Who? Charlie. So over here, Sam used to keep on brush off his thoughts, saying, okay, Charlie, yes, maybe there's a place which you say, because when a person is trying to tell something and when you stop him in between, they get angry, they get agitated. So Sam didn't want that to happen with Charlie because he was already stressed with his present life. He thought there is no such kind of a place which Charlie is talking about. Sam assured him, fine, one day I will go to that particular place and see whether there is any third level as you say. Loisa was a very minor character, has got a very minor character in this particular lesson. She doesn't come very often in the lesson. Yes, she was a homemaker and she was worried about Charlie going on talking about this third level at the Grand Central Station. She wanted Charlie to understand that there is no such place, but he was completely bent upon it that there is a place and he would love to go by there. And every day he used to go to that particular place. He used to talk about that place as if it really existed. He also says that I gone there for taking a ticket, but the ticket counter person threw away the money which I gave and even told me that he will put me behind bars. He wanted the old currency notes. So what does he do? Charlie takes some amount from his pocket and he goes and changes the amount according to that particular year. For example, the 1,000 rupees note, which do we have a 1,000 rupees note now? No. Yes, but some years back we had. Yes, so he wanted to go to that particular time where the money was completely different. So he changed his money. He changed his currencies of that particular year. And he also reached the station that took stairs to that particular platform. He also reached the third level station. He used to tell Sam that I went to that particular place. I have even changed my currencies of 800 rupees. You can see if you want. I even have the tickets with me. And Sam was much more worried now that what is happening to Charlie. So he said, fine, I would also go to that particular place and let you know what exactly is happening with you. And Sam also disappears after some time. He doesn't come into the scene for a while. So now Charlie was going on telling all his friends, and all his friends started to believe that Charlie has gone completely mad. They felt that even his friend Sam, a psychiatrist, jumped away from the scene. He's nowhere to be seen now. They all came to a conclusion that he was daydreaming. Okay, daydreaming, which you all might know because you do that especially in the classrooms. Yes. Now, so he also had a habit of stamp collection. So when he does a stamp collection, he has this particular Galesburg stamp collection of that particular time president's pic on the stamp. Okay, so now this particular thing, so he had a habit of stamp collecting of that particular place, and all his friends thought that was also to escape from the real world, the reality world. Okay. Charlie kept on insisted that it wasn't the case. It was real, that there was a place of third level, and he also collected all these things because it was his passion of his grandfather also. And the President Roosevelt, at that particular time, Roosevelt was the president, and he loved to collect the stamps of those days. So now this third level was entirely different. Okay, the fewer ticket counters, made of wood, open flame gas lights, brass spittoons on floors, and all such kind was the third level. And the men, as I described in the starting, with long beards and the sideburns, he used to see them standing there for tickets. Okay, now Charlie was glancing at a newspaper, and The World, it was dated, the newspaper's name was The World, and it was dated June 11, 1894. Please underline this date. It is very important when you write the answer. Okay, June 11, 1894. He saw that it looked everything like it was a century old paper, and he had that paper still with him. Okay, now he did everything, and his attempts was a failure to make his friends believe that there was such a kind of a place. Now suddenly what happens, he finds a letter. He gets a letter. Okay, he gets a letter from whom? He gets a letter from Sam. Addressed to whom? To Charlie, saying that, dear Charlie, whatever you said was true. There is a place. The third level really exists. I have gone by the train, and I am in Galesburg, the place where you spent your childhood. And Charlie's happiness knew no bounds. He started to show everyone about that particular letter. He was showing them, see, the stamp, everything. Even Sam had collected 800 rupees. He has exchanged it for that particular year of 1894, a kind of a currency. He has changed it. Now everyone were in a trauma. They were like, is it true? The psychiatrist friend has also visited the third level. Is it really true? But there was one puzzle in it. Charlie had the habit of collecting stamps. Yes? Now, the letter, that is, whenever a new stamp is released, the first stamp, his habit was to collect the first stamp. That stamp was on the postal letter which was addressed to Charlie. That is the first stamp. I'll remind you again, underline, that was the first stamp which usually Charlie collects. The first stamp of the first release of any stamp is collected by Charlie. Now, the end is for the readers. The lesson just goes by like that. Okay, it goes to the readers now to think, was Charlie really right in telling that there was a third level? Did Sam really go to the third level? Was it Sam who wrote the letter to Charlie? Or is it Charlie who wrote a letter to himself to prove himself right? So the question is to you readers. Do find out. Yes, because it is very easy for you people to understand who wrote the letter, to whom it was written. Was it really Sam? Yes, if you have observed the lesson very carefully, you can easily understand who is the culprit who trying to make the third level true. Thank you.